Hello and welcome to the North Shore 9 post-game show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Cody. That's Ryan. The Pirates are on fire. 6 games in a row. They sweep the St. Louis Cardinals. Ryan, what got into these buccos?
Dude, I don't know what's happening, but this was, I don't want to get too crazy because I know Doug and Tyler's post-game show yesterday, they were very happy guys. Tyler was smiling like a butcher's dog. It was 3 weeks ago, Tyler looked broke. This team broke Tyler. But the way they're playing, this homestand, this was the best homestand I've seen this franchise ever play.
I agree. I don't know the last time. It was a 6-game homestand. They won all 6 games. I don't know the last time they did that in my lifetime.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen it. It's usually okay, they'll win 5 in a row, then they lose the last one. You're like, well, at least they won 5, right? And even those are rare. But this team, under Don Kelly, a fire has been lit under them, and I love to see it.
It's absolutely amazing. I don't know what's happening. I'm just going to enjoy the ride. I'm telling you, winning baseball is a lot better than losing baseball. And I don't know why this team has to do this where they got to go 18 games under before they start playing or whatever.
Right.
And then now they go on this tear. I don't know why they just can't be normal and play normal baseball here and there. But hey, rip off 10, 15 in a row. Let's do it. But just a crazy homestand. You had the bats where they just pummeled the Mets for 3 games. And then they come in here in the Cardinals and it's just shutout. 3 straight shutout of the Cardinals. The hated Cardinals, Cody.
Insane.
It's crazy.
Insane stuff.
And my daughter's here.
Yes. And as we said, the Pirates won today. So that means get your hashtag Raisins in there for your chance to win free sandwiches at the end of the show. And also a word from our sponsor, BetOnline. BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for the sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP programs with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game starts here. And Ryan, I highlighted something here. I want to go back to it. Jim gave us some info. 2004 was the last time they finished a homestand 6-0 or better. That's about around the time I started watching baseball. So I'm not shocked I don't remember, because at that point I was, oh man, how old was I?
Oh God, Cody is young, folks.
I was real young. I was just I was a kid. I was I mean, at that point, I think we had gotten rid of Brian Giles, but I loved Jason Kendall. I loved Paul Maholm, who we're going to get into in a second here. And that was the team. That was the teams that I grew up with, and they weren't that great.
Right.
And that makes me think, what do we think of this team? Are they that great? Are they going to be better than those mid 2000s teams? We have a lot of season left to find out. But what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I don't remember that homestand either. I remember the homestand, I think, in 2012, where they just went they lost the whole thing and they got smoked. But yeah, that 2004, this homestand, I guarantee it didn't. I guarantee they didn't have 3 straight shutouts. And I know they didn't hit like they did in that Mets series. And I mean, we saw it all. This team right now is playing, they're pitching elite, proof by the 3 straight shutouts of the Cardinals. They hit against the Mets. They were timely, in the last 2 games against the Cardinals. And then the defense, Cody, they're hitting relay guys. They're tagging people out at home. They're just, Horowitz is picking everything over there at first. Like, they're playing great defense all of a sudden. They're hitting enough, and the pitching's been elite. So I tell you, the best homestand I've seen, and I had to look it up. I started doing some research when it looked like, so now this is 31 scoreless innings the Pirates pitching has had. You have to go all the way back to the 5th inning on Sunday against the Mets for the last run that the Pirates allowed.
Yeah.
The bullpen, the starting pitching, everything's been great. But the last time they swept, last time they've had 3 straight shutouts. It's happened 10 times. So this was the 11th now. This is all according to Baseball Reference. I looked this up during the game. So the last time they swept a series, 3 straight games where they had shutouts, was against the Cardinals. It was the end of the 1976 season, October 2nd, and then they had a doubleheader on the 3rd. They blanked the Cardinals for 3 games. 1976 is the last time that's happened. So crazy that it happened to the Cardinals again. But it's crazy, man. It sucks that they're 12 games under and we off so bad. But man, how are you not enjoying this right now?
Right, like you said, we gotta just sit back and enjoy it because we don't know how long this is gonna last. Like, the guys have been talking these last 2 post games, like, this isn't a great team. They're just a team that finally figured out how to play baseball. The Cardinals were even hot coming into this series. They were
they swept
a hot
Cleveland.
hitting team. They swept Cleveland. They looked good, and it was like, we figured, whenever the Mets came into town, you figured, okay, you'll at least get 1, probably 2, because they were floundering. But then you also thought, well, we're usually the get right team. We'll get stomped on, and things will be as normal, right? That doesn't happen. Cardinals come into town, you think, well, this is a team that's actually on fire right now. They're going to come in and steamroll us. And we just put up a brick wall. And I'm dumbfounded. I'm very I haven't seen good baseball like this since 2015, 2016, 2017, those last few years where we were competitive. Right. This is awesome.
And it's with the Cardinals coming in, like you said, red hot. Plus, it's the Cardinals. They got the black magic, the pixie dust. It's a heat check, and the Pirates just shut them out every game. Like, and hey, they skirted the line the past couple of days. Like 1-0 win yesterday. It was 1-0 for most of the game today. They're throwing guys out at home. Like they're getting by. Like it's just you're expecting, as Pirate fans, we're expecting something to go wrong. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it just isn't happening. Like things are all of a sudden going their way, and fundamentals are there. They bring, any move Kelly makes to the bullpen seems to work out with, with Flowers. So it's just everything is working. And let's get into the game because this has been, it's fun. Winning baseball is fun, even though you're 13 under still.
Right. Well, let's get it started in the first. And it honestly seemed like it was going to be a shaky outing for Mitch Keller in that first inning. He gives up the double on the first pitch of the game to Brendan Donovan. Then he gets a strikeout from Mason Wynn, which I believe that tied him with Paul Mullen for the record of strikeouts at PNC Park. And then I think the bases got loaded at some point, and it was just like, well, here we go. Like luck has run out, and it just didn't. The luck did not run out. The Pirates got out of the inning, and you were like, oh, okay, I'll take it.
Like I said, you're just waiting for something to go wrong throughout this whole series. And I mean, it was in the 9th inning, it was 5-0. And I'm thinking, man, just get through this, get these 3 outs. Cause I could just see like something horrible going, and then everything goes back downhill. But they came right after Mitch to start. They got, Donovan doubles first at bat of the game. He was a little shaky with control. We had a walk in there, and then he hit Lars, and so it loads the bases. He gets out of it in the 2nd inning. Another double they lead off with. Like he was just he wasn't as sharp. But as the game went on, Mitch just he ends up going 7. Like he got better as the game went on. Shaky early, and he just dude, Mitch, and there's a lot of talk, are they going to trade him and this and that? But I don't want to trade Mitch Keller at this point. I was fine trading him in the offseason when, we had still Ortiz and you needed to make a move, but they didn't. And I think at this point you hold on to him because if it's just, you have pitching depth until you don't. If Keller is gone, I think he's underrated. Number one, I think a lot of people overlook him most of the time, and he's just your steady innings eater, as Isabella would say it back there too in her Ronaldo jersey. He's a steady innings eater. He can do stuff like this today where he goes 7 shutout, and even when he struggles or has a bad inning or two, he seems to always get through 5 or 6, or he gets you a chance to win. And he answered the call today. They haven't been hitting for him. He was 1-10. Now he's 3-10. So I think he just said, you know what? Forget the run support. I'm just going to shut him out. And it worked.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff from Keller, and you got into the trade stuff there. The only reason to trade Mitch Keller is to open up some salary. Get yourself some money to go sign somebody or trade for somebody else. And I don't think that's really what. I mean, it could be a great thing for them to do, but I don't think Mitch Keller is the sacrificial lamb, for lack of a better word or phrase, to do that. He is the cornerstone of this rotation still, even with Paul Skeens in it. He is the guy that comes in, does his job for the most part, and he gets you great starts. He gets you great quality starts, and he gets you innings. He eats innings. That's the biggest thing with Mitch Keller for me, is he's the veteran that can go out there and give you 7 innings at a time. He eats up the innings. He gets you games. He gets you in a situation to win. And as we've seen, like you said, his record was 1-10, right? The problem wasn't that he wasn't pitching well. It was the fact that this team didn't have any bats to give him run support. Same thing with Paul Skeens. Doesn't get the run support. But it's just, Mitch Keller isn't the guy to be trading at this moment. I think you need to look more towards guys like maybe Brian Hayes, who has also been on a tear recently.
He's right.
And we'll get into it. But I think those are the people that you need to look to trade off, and not a guy who is a cornerstone of your rotation.
Doug here. Doug, quiet down, says Keller.
Doug, come on.
Badly in the second half. He has in recent years, but it's just, look what happened to Jared Jones. Nobody was expecting him to have that injury. If Barco or Bubba, if one of the, another injury happens or a guy doesn't pan out, you just can't rely on all the pitching depth as your whole rotation. So yeah, I say keep. Hey, I got a wild idea, Cody. Just keep everybody and let's win out. Just keep everybody. Don't trade
I don't know. I don't know if that's what I want to do.
But that's what this team has me right now. I'm over here buying in and this team.
I know.
Battle for the wild card. Just keep everybody.
It feels like a fine line right now of do you just keep everybody or do you try and improve? I see ways to improve by trading guys and getting good returns. Like I've mentioned before, I think Heaney is a guy that we should trade and get a good return for.
Yeah, he'll be gone.
I don't think Tommy Pham is going to get you a huge return, even though he is heating up. So he's not really a guy. My 2 biggest trade guys are Brian Hayes and Andrew Heaney. Hayes is gonna open up cap space for you. Heaney is gonna get you a good return. So that's what makes the most sense in my head, those 2 guys. But let's get back to the game here. We go to the second inning.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
We go to the second inning. 1-2-3 inning for Mitch Keller. Like I said, that first inning was shaky. Then he just had to warm up, I think. Comes in, gets 1-2-3. Didn't strike anybody out. I was sitting here. We were talking about it in the group chat. Get ready to post a graphic about Mitch Keller getting the record, and he didn't get a strikeout in the second. I'm like, come on, can you do it already? Just let me post this thing. But then we go to the bottom half. Oneil Cruz gets his only hit of the game. It's a ground ball double to left field. It hit that weird part of the left field line, the fence. It actually creamed inside the fence instead of outside, which I think granted him second base or got him there a little more easy than it would have been. And then he steals third after Brian Hayes strikes out. And then Tommy Pham hits him in, gets us on the board. Bob walks it. He goes, "Well, there's your one run."
And it was.
And for a long part of this game, it was the only run that we were going to have to work with. But Tommy Pham, we hit on it a little bit already. He's kind of come on here after he's gotten his contacts figured out. He had 2 RBIs today. I mean, he was a big part of this offense.
Yeah, he can see now. I mean, this I'm starting to think the whole team got new contacts or glasses or whatnot, because Tommy Pham. I mean, the jokes are all out there. You got people posting the gifs on Twitter and stuff when he's at bat. But it's, hey, I don't know if it's working. It seems to have made a change with him, because now he's making contact on everything. He's ripping the ball all over the place. He's driving in runs. He's an RBI machine all of a sudden. So yeah, Pham gives him the lead 1-0, and like you said, that one run looked like it was going to have to hold up for the whole game. They added on late, but it's wild to me. Like, this team flipped the switch, and now we come through in the clutch, especially guys like Tommy Pham. But Cruz, great hit, and he had his 28th stolen base, so he's almost at his 30 part for the stolen base of his 30-30 season. So he's almost there for the stolen base.
Yeah, I know Jim's really high on that. He thinks he's going to be at 30-70 at some point. He's going to get the 30 home runs, 70 stolen bases. I mean, he's on pace for it. So
the way he started in April, it was like, man, what is he going to do, 50-50?
Right, yeah. It was insane. Now, let's head to, the third? Then we finally get it. Mitch Keller passes Paul Maholm for the most strikeouts in PNC Park history. Like I said before, Paul Maholm was in that era of 2004 to I don't even know, 2008 Pirates that I grew up with. And I watched, I'd go to the ballpark and it'd be Paul Maholm pitching. It'd be a big day because he was one of the better guys on the staff at the time. And to now see a guy now when I'm almost 30 years old, from when I was 10 to now 20 years later, see a guy get to that point. It's kind of cool in Pirates history to see that, and credit to Mitch Keller. I mean, he had that season, 2 years ago now? Oh, it was a while ago now. But he had that season where I believe he set the record for the most strikeouts by a right-hander in Pirates history.
Yeah, he had, I don't know if it's the record. I'll go with you on it. But yeah, he had
it was something. It was something like that. I don't know if it was a record or what it was, but they made a big deal out of it that he got to 210.
Yeah.
And like I said, this guy is a cornerstone to your rotation. I would not let go of Mitch Keller until someone blows you out of the water. Because any other team, he's going to be a top pitcher for that team. He's a top pitcher for this team right now,
Yeah.
And like I said, it would be more of a salary dump than anything to get you more money to get a better bat, that's why I think it doesn't make sense to do it in season right now either. Wait until the off season, get that cap space, or not cap space. That's baseball. There's no cap space. Get that salary.
Yeah, but we need it. There is one for the Pirates.
Right. Yeah, there is one for us, unfortunately. But get that salary and get that money that you can go and get a bat. Because like we said, there's young guys coming up. This rotation might look very different next year. You might have Braxton Ashcraft in this rotation once every 5 days. Mike Burrows is going to solidify himself in this rotation. And then you might even see guys like, obviously, Bubba Chandler, right? And then you have Hunter Barco right behind him. And then you got to wait for Jared Jones to come back, obviously. I don't think he'll pitch at all next year. I mean, there's a chance, I guess. But with that major surgery he had, I mean, it wasn't full Tommy John, but it was close. So who knows? I don't know the timetable for that. But you might see a brand new, very young Pirates rotation next year that doesn't have Mitch Keller in it because you had to trade him away to get some money and go get a bat for these young pitchers.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
No, it was a cool moment. Mitch Keller, the most strikeouts in PNC Park history.
Yeah, I went on a little tangent there after mentioning that.
No,
My
you're
bad. I
fine.
got away from the
But
point.
a lot of people, somebody said it's kind of depressing, like, there's not nobody else, or like Cole or somebody. But I mean, yeah, the Pirates, I mean, historically across Pirates history, the pitching has never been that great.
No.
So if you have a
Across the
guy
board,
that,
at least. Across the
right,
board, it hasn't
if
been
you
that
have a
great.
guy that stays, which they did extend Mitch Keller, and it's not a crippling, extension, like a guy that just stays and he produces year after year, you can do it. So it's just like I said, he's been steady. Yeah, he had over 200 strikeouts 2 years ago. Yeah, it's good to see him do it. And Paul Mulholland was a dude. I don't care
He
what anybody
was.
says.
I believe he made at least one All-Star game, right?
At least one, probably.
At least one.
Probably, yeah.
But I just remember, if Paul Mulholland was pitching, I wanted to be at PNC Park. That was my thing when I was a kid. Loved watching Paul Mulholland pitch. And it was the fact that he was a young guy brought up through our farm system. It wasn't a guy that they went out and got. Like I believe he was drafted by the Pirates, brought up through the farm system, and it was like they advertised him as this is our next ace. And for a time, he kind of was. Now he wasn't phenomenal, but for Pirate standards, he was an elite pitcher for Pirate standards.
We didn't have much back in the day, guys. Just we got to do what we do. But yeah, and then Mitch, so he gets that record, and he like I said, he just kind of settled into the game, and he got stronger as the game went on. He ends the game, actually. The 5th, 6th, and 7th innings were 1, 2, 3 innings. Like he faced the minimum in those 3 innings. And the Cardinals, I don't know, the Cardinals having a players only meeting. They did not hit too well in this series. But yeah, Mitch just he got into cruise control and was rolling. And then he gets out of the game, and then the Pirates offense just kind of, opened the game up.
Yeah. I'm trying to find, so what inning was it?
The 7th is when they added the runs.
No, right. But I wanted to highlight O'Neal Cruz's throw from the outfield.
Oh yeah, it was in the was that the 2nd?
It felt like it was in the 2nd, but I mean Donovan flew out in the 2nd. I'm gonna guess it was around it wasn't the 4th. Donovan struck out in the 4th.
Yeah, and it wasn't
way later in the game than I thought. But
okay.
The throw from O'Neal Cruz to Nick Gonzalez from the wall, that was just a great defensive play by O'Neal Cruz. We see he's been quote unquote struggling, right, with getting these throws off in the outfield, getting them in, whether he's going to hit a cutoff man or go straight to the bag. But this was it was Burleson. That's who it was. For some reason, I get Burleson and Donovan mixed up. But thank you.
Yeah, it was the 3rd. It was early. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was looking for the wrong name. That's why I couldn't find it. But no, that throw, it was online. Beautiful throw. Picture perfect. Exactly what you want. Credit to Burleson. Made a great slide. I think that's the only reason he was safe. Because Gonzalez came back with a great tag too. But the slide was
the ball
slide
beat
was just
him,
too good. Yeah, the ball beat him to the bag. Great slide by Burleson. Gonzalez would have had him if he went straight into the bag, but he swam around it. So tough to make the play there. But kudos to O'Neal Cruz there. And begrudgingly so, Greg Brown gave him his kudos too.
He did. But no, like that's what I'm saying. Like that, it should have been out. Like Gonzalez kind of, like, yes, did Burleson make a nice slide? Sure. But like Gonzalez also kind of like he went to him to try to get the tag when it's like, just stay at the base and like you would have had him. But he kind of tagged air. But like he could have been out right there. And that's what I mean. Like the outfield defense and everything has just been solid. How about the play IKF made in whatever inning that was, where, we talked about his arm throughout the year, but he makes the dive. Him and Hayes both dive at the ball. He gets it, fires at the first, and Horwitz is there to pick it. And dude, Horwitz too, like I didn't grow up with great first base defense, Cody.
Right.
I know you didn't.
No,
I
but I
like,
grew up idolizing Albert Pujols, though.
well, there you
Not
go.
that he
I'm
was
talking about just
phenomenal, but
Pirates history. Like we had Justin Morneau for like a half minute, but
yeah,
like I don't know what good first base defense looks like. And Spencer Horwitz looks like the greatest defensive first baseman I've seen. So he can throw at the second. He throws home great. He had that when they had the tag at home. He's picking it great over there. So and he came up with a hit I think late in the game and everything, driving a run. So Horwitz is he's coming around. He's coming around. I like it, but I love the defense.
But Ryan, how easily you forget we had Carlos Santana just a
Santana
couple
was
years
good.
ago.
Yeah, Santana was good. But I
Santana was a guy who I was like, we really need to re-sign him so we have a solid first baseman.
right.
And they did.
Well,
And he was like, I didn't get called, and I don't know why.
we probably should have re-signed him instead of Rowdy last year, but whatever.
Right. But no, you're right. Like overall, this team defensively, honestly, all aspects of the game, they've been laser focused. And the defense today, I think, was highlighted the most because Mitch Keller was so good on the mound. He was hitting balls for contact, but they were mostly ground balls for the most part, and they just kept making plays. I mean, sure, Keller gave up 5 hits, but like you said, IKF going deep in the hole, making that throw. We've talked about his arm, right? I compare it to like Mason Rudolph throwing a deep ball. It looks like a balloon out there,
Right.
But overall, this team defensively has just got it figured out. And if they can continue to stay this laser focused defensively, you're going to see a lot more games where the other team's not going to be scoring runs. And it's not all going to be because of the pitching. It's going to be because the defense is coming through like they have.
Yeah, the pitching has I mean, we knew the pitching was good. They've been good all year. They've been elite, I think, for most of the season. And they're showing it right now, 31 scoreless innings. And we'll get into this bullpen here at the end of the game too,
Yeah.
Cody, with Santana coming back from his suspension. This bullpen, it was a big worry coming into the season. You didn't have the name like Chapman. You didn't really. David Bednar was shaky. You didn't know what to expect from some of these guys. And then you're piecing together other guys, Justin Lawrence and Miza, and you don't, and then we call Ashcraft up, and we don't know where Majinski's going. This bullpen right now has been unbelievable. Like the guys talked about Ferguson last night, how great he's been out of the pen. Ashcraft and Majinski has kind of been this. They can be your long man if you need it, but they can also go an inning or two if you need it and provide great production. And then, Bednar, Santana. Bednar's been back. Santana's been unbelievable efficient. Like this, Ben Sherrington, I'm about to give Ben Sherrington credit. That's what this team has me right now. Like he's pieced together a bullpen that's great. I don't think this bullpen would intimidate many teams, many lineups, but the way they're pitching, they kind of are. Like they're just going about business, and it's been elite. It's not just the rotation. This bullpen has been unbelievable. I sound like Greg Brown. This is incredible.
I know you're getting a little too positive there, Ryan.
I know. I don't know what's happening.
This blind positivity. But yeah, I was just thinking here, and I hate to say it, but you kind of got to give credit to Ben Sherrington. He just throws together great bullpens, it seems. Now everybody's bringing it up in the chat here. What's going to happen with Holderman? They're likely going to bring him back into this bullpen somewhere, some way. I don't think anybody wants to see that. I think he's a guy. Jim said you don't have to credit Ben to anything. But
the team's still what, 1,200?
Right. Jim also says Holderman has options, but I mean and I understand that.
I don't want to see Holderman. Don't bring him
I don't want to see him either.
You don't need him.
For some reason, I think this team believes in him. For some reason. I don't know what it is.
Don Kelly,
that's something
you someone don't even
right. I know what you're about to say. Someone needs to step in and say, listen, let him get right in AAA like we did with Bednar, instead of just throwing him back into the mix. I said it before, way back. I forget. I was on with Donardo, I think, and I just kind of went off on this thing where, they brought him in against the Dodgers. He had just come back from his rehab stint, and it was like, why would you throw him to the Sharks? Like, let the guy get back.
Right.
Like, he's obviously not back. You got to let a guy get a rhythm. Like, you can't just throw him out there against the World Series champs and be like, all right, he's going to hold him. Like, you had a chance to win 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, and you screwed it up.
Yeah,
but anyway, that was like
don't bring him
like 2 months ago. So you can tell I'm still heated about it. But that was two months ago. So I think we need
to use him in a mop-up role, but you don't even need a mop-up arm on this team. Like when have we been down 5 or 6, 7 runs? Like you don't even need it.
I agree, and I hope that someone's smart enough to be like, hey, we need to let Holderman stay in AAA. Let him get his bearings under himself. Let him figure it out down there. And if we need him,
take your time.
Like, knock on wood, if we need him because of injury, he can come up and he can be serviceable. But like you said too, like you don't want him in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. I'd take him in a mop-up role, 5th, 6th. You don't need him to be in the high leverage situations. I know that's probably where he wants to be, but he hasn't proven that that's where he should be. So
Don Kelly won't let me down. He won't let that happen.
Donnie Ball won't let us down. All right.
That's right. But don't let us down,
Donnie Ball's here to stay, and Donnie Ball is going to win us a World Series. All right.
When are the Cody Yinzer videos coming back? That's what I want to know.
I want to do them. I just need to carve out time to do it.
Right. Well, let's do that because those are great.
I just feel like I do a lot of things right now, but I would love to bring those back. But anyway, getting back to the bullpen, we were talking about Santana, right?
Yeah, Santana came back. Efficient Santana, scoreless inning, 16 pitches.
A Denny's 1-2-3 inning. That's what I like to call it.
And then Kelly goes to Matson, which I was kind of surprised he went to Matson. He, not that he can't do a game with the lead. He just pitched yesterday through 26 pitches, but he throws him out here. Had a walk, gave up a hit, but gets the 3 outs, and Pirates get the shutout. So I was kind of surprised that we brought him in after pitching him yesterday.
Right, and that's kind of I was looking over your bullpen breakdown during the game, and I was like, a lot of these guys are throwing a lot of pitches, but some of them are like used to that. Like Majinski, he wants to be a starter, so throwing a lot of pitches isn't terrible for him. Ashcraft was a starter in the minors. He's been put into this bullpen role, but he can take on the load, right? And I was a little shocked to see Matson because he's not, to my knowledge, not traditionally a starter. He's more of a long reliever, but he did just pitch and threw, like you said, like 27 pitches.
Yep.
So I was a little worried, more so worried for the future and the bullpen management going forward, because it seemed like he was giving these guys a lot of time to recover. But to go 2 days in a row with a guy that just threw over almost 30 pitches.
Yep.
I was a little skeptical of it, but I love the Panther. I love Isaac Matson. I love getting the opportunity to see him throw the ball.
Every move Kelly makes just works out. So at least in the bullpen, but yeah, I mean, look, they have the off day tomorrow too. So, Matson will get a rest there as will the whole bullpen, but yeah, he's managing, like you said, there's a lot of red on that bullpen breakdown right now because guys are just pitching a little longer, going 2 innings, especially with Majinski and Ashcraft. But it's you kind of know, like, okay, who's due up, who's going to be in the back end of the bullpen, but whose kind of turn is coming up into the bullpen. But it's been working, it's been good, and the pitching, man, you can't say enough about it. It's 3 straight shutouts at the Cardinals. I mean, what reality is this, Cody?
I know. I don't know. I feel like I'm in an alternate reality.
We're out of words here. I don't know what else to say here. I've been so positive.
I've never been this impressed with a Pirates team playing the Cardinals. I can say that.
Yeah.
And I've seen them walk off against the Cardinals, and I'm more impressed by this.
Daniel says here, honestly, do you want the Pirates to rest? That's the thing. Like when you're on a hot streak like this, you don't really want an off day. or definitely, the All-Star break's coming up. Now they still have a 9-game road trip coming up. So, but yeah, you don't really want them to you want to keep going out there and play baseball because they are hot right now.
Things like that always worry me. I mean, you don't want to run these guys into the ground, right? But I always get worried when like a break comes. So like you have the All-Star break coming. Are these guys going to stay hot if they stay hot up until then, right? I think we got 2 weeks left until then. So it's like if they're hot going into the break, that's when I get worried and I'm like, oh, they're going to come out cold, Right. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it goes well. I'm excited. I'm excited to see them. We're going to Seattle next, right?
Yep, Seattle, and I think Kansas City, then Minnesota. The All-Star break. But it's a test. It's a long road trip. But the Cardinals coming in were a test too, because the Cardinals always
they were on fire.
They were hot. Yeah. So the Pirates, obviously answer that bell pretty good. So we'll see what happens on this road trip. But I smell sandwiches, Cody.
I smell them too. They smell pretty good too. So let's get it going.
Primanti's might have to shut us down. We've been Don Kelly wants to give out. He wants to get people fed.
We got 124 of you folks in here for the giveaway. Let's see if we can get at least 1 or 2 more. But yeah, thanks to Primanti Brothers for being our sponsor, powering this post-game show. It's a great partnership. So any more folks? There we go. We got 125. Let's get it going.
Let's go.
Let's see.
It's pretty good for an afternoon here, Cody.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing like 80 on an afternoon game. But 125 for a 12:35 start. Love to see it. Let's see who we got.
We'll take it.
Quentin DeWitt, congratulations. You won 2 Primanti Brothers sandwiches. Reach out to us on social media at all of our handles. You can just direct message us, or you can email us at northshore9@gmail.com. Let's see who wins our second pair of sandwiches.
Let's go. Number 2.
And we got more entries. Went from 125 to 127.
Look at that. People getting in the last second jumping in.
William Colwell, congratulations. You won 2 sandwiches.
Congrats to William.
I don't think I've seen either of those names before. Those 2 first-time winners.
I was just going to say that. William, I think, definitely. But yeah, it's 2 new winners. That's good to see.
I love to see it. I love that.
Yeah, so
make sure we can give people sandwiches.
Make sure you have the Primanti's app downloaded. Like you said, get at us. Email northshore9@gmail or message us on social media, and we'll get your email and get them loaded for you.
Yeah, great stuff. And if you want to, brain fart. If you want to help us out any further, you can become a member here on YouTube for 99 cents. Get yourself some of those emojis that keep popping up in the feed here in the live chat, and you get a little token that shows you how long you've been a member. And then also we have our Patreon. It's $4.99 a month. It's a little more. So if you don't want to do that, completely understand. But that'll get you in our monthly giveaways, which I need to do soon because I forgot to do it the other day. Hey, it's only July 2nd. I got time.
Right.
I got a little bit of time. But we will be doing our June giveaway very soon. So if you want to do that, you get into those giveaways. You also get a chance to get some cool perks. Like we have an MVP chat in our Discord. Our Discord, by the way, is absolutely free unless you went in the MVP chat. Then you got to be a Patreon member. And then also you get koozies. You get all this fun stuff. You get put into the giveaways. We do 2 giveaways once a month. One is for some sort of memorabilia, some sort of t-shirt, some sort of fun thing, and plus an NS9 t-shirt of your choosing. And then we also give away 2 standing room only tickets to a Pirates game. So be sure to do that. Join the Discord, as Sean says. Sean's active in there all the time. I try to pop in when I think about it. I've been hopping more.
Discord's fun.
Discord's fun. We got a lot of channels in there. I've been hopping into the hobby one. It's for the sports cards and everything.
Yeah,
been talking about sports cards in there. We got a lot of releases coming up. So
it amazes me in the morning because I go on there to post the bullpen breakdown to the Discord, which the Discord gets it before Twitter. So there you go. So I'll post it in there, and the guy, like, they'll have like 300 messages at like 8 a.m. talking about, like, you know, Ben Sherrington, if he's coming back next year. And I'm like, man, you guys are wild. Like, it's I try to keep up with it, but it's a lot. But yeah, Jim's in there. Donardo every once in a while makes an appearance, but yeah, the Discord's good stuff. Also, the emojis, Cody, you buried the best part. We got a new one, the Don Kelly emoji. Isn't it the Don Kelly one?
I think you're right. I didn't know we had the Don Kelly one.
I assume that replaced last night.
I assume that replaced the Derek Shelton one that we had in there.
I don't know what it replaced.
Unless we still have the Derek Shelton one. I don't know.
That would work for me, because forget Shelton.
I don't know if it shows up on the screen, but it just says Donnie Ball, Donnie Ball, Donnie Ball. But those are our emojis. I'm sure you guys can see it if you're in the YouTube chat. But yeah, awesome stuff. Anything else before we get out of here, Ryan?
No, you have anything, Isabella? No. She
you don't want to give us a Let's Go Bucs?
Look, she colored on herself. She got like war paint for this game. That's the Bucco fever that she got.
There we go.
All right. Ronaldo. So there you go.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks, and we will see you later.
Peace. Ronaldo's better than Messi. There you go.
Okay. All right. We'll see you, folks.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucs.